We also see more of you jumping timelines consciously than we have ever seen before. You all are deciding one by one to take back your power. You might hear a lyric in a song, and it might seem like that line in that song wasn't there before. And who knows, maybe it wasn't. You need reminders all the time of how significant your vibration is and how insignificant someone else's actions are in relationship to that enormous power that you have when you tune into Source. That you are welcome to the Reality Revolution. It is a beautiful day to read the words of the Arcturian Council. Today we're going to read some really powerful channelings. This comes from the book Ascension, The Shift to the Fifth Dimension, Volume 2, and we will cover a variety of topics including inner power, accessing information, your sixth sense, take a stance for the world you want to live in, the 5D crystalline energy grid, creating your future timelines for humanity, you matter, you are the heroes, mastering the creation of your reality, and more. The Arcturian Council is a group of ninth dimensional beings that channel through Daniel Scranton. I would definitely recommend you check out my interview with Daniel Scranton to see his unique channeling style. We have had the fortunate opportunity to read a number of channelings. Daniel channels multiple entities, and each one has its own unique flavor, and I have just received so many positive notes from reading these channelings. Inner power. Greetings, we are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We are placing a great deal of our attention on the way in which all of you are choosing to reveal to yourselves how powerful you are. The reason why we are giving this the majority of our attention is because we want to use that same approach to help empower the rest of humanity. You all are looking within more of for your power, and we are noticing where you are finding that power. You are in fact very powerful beings who have been tricked into believing that you're almost completely powerless, especially when you don't have a lot of money, power, or influence. Now, the power we are referring to in that last sentence was the kind you get from being a king, a queen, a president, a prime minister, or the head of a corporation. That is traditionally how you have seen individuals displaying power, and that time is coming to an end. You are in fact realizing that most of those individuals who have a great degree of power in one sense actually feel quite disempowered. Why else would one seek to rise to such a position? But now humanity is recognizing that you have power within you, especially those of you who are awakened. You have been taught that you are the creators of your reality. You have been told about the power of your focus and how powerful your vibration is. So now we see more and more people just in the past week tuning in to that inner power. We see massive amounts of awakening to the truth that your vibration gives you the ability to create what you want. We also see more of you jumping timelines consciously than we have ever seen before. You all are deciding one by one to take back your power, and we could not be more joyous to witness it. Everything that you do now helps to inform us as to how we can reach the rest of humanity, how we can convince them that they are also in fact very powerful beings. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. Accessing information. Greetings, we are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. You are taking yourselves to new heights of awareness, and with that added awareness, you are also getting the feelings that come with it. Every time you uncover some hidden truth about yourselves, or about the history of Earth, or about the beings who have been running things for eons and eons of time, you have an emotional reaction, and that's a good thing. When you demonstrate that you can handle the emotions that come up from learning more, you are then granted more access to previously unknown information. And now we are talking to each of you as individuals. Some things that you have known for quite some time will be new pieces of information to someone else and vice versa. Therefore, what we see happening on Earth at this time is such a willingness to explore the emotions that get triggered within you, that each and every one of you is getting more of those bits and pieces and filling in the holes and blanks in your story, in the story of Earth and the story of the galaxy. The more you can handle, the more you will get. Now, you are also gravitating more towards the pieces of information that will trigger you the most. So once you find out about something that is particularly disturbing, you will follow that thread. And when you learn about something that is particularly joyous, you will follow that thread. Not all information is going to trigger you in a negative way. If you're ready to receive more about your past lives, you will. If you're ready to uncover memories of visits from extraterrestrials in this lifetime, you will. What is important is what you do with that information. And when it comes to information, it can be very easy for you to just stay in your heads with it, but you have to keep feeling in order to access more. As interesting as the information is, the feeling that you get from it is the true gift. So continue to unwrap your gifts. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. Your sixth sense. Greetings, we are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We are fascinated by your ability to sense when something is not quite right. And we're also impressed by your ability to feel into when something is perfectly suited for you. We are talking, of course, about your intuition or sixth sense. People often ask us how to get themselves to the point where they are more in tune with their intuition. They want to know how to get themselves to actually follow that inner guidance, that sixth sense. The answer is easy. You just have to do it. The first step is, of course, to acknowledge that you have a sixth sense. The second is to reach within for it. The third is to interpret what you have received. The fourth, and this is tricky for a lot of you, it is to follow through with whatever your intuition is guiding you towards or away from. And then the fifth would have to be that you acknowledge that what you are getting from within you was the best advice, the best guidance. People often wonder where the sixth sense comes from. It comes from a lot of places. It comes from your guides who have been with you since the day you were born. It comes from your highest self. It comes from the universe. It comes from your higher mind. All of these elements working together bring you that intuitive hit. You just have to close your eyes, get quiet, and feel around for it. If you try really hard to hear something and your team has decided it would be better for you to feel it, then you might hear nothing and think that they've abandoned you, because that's what your fellow humans have done from time to time. But you can count on your team to deliver you that message, and you can count on your sixth sense to pick it up. Even if it's in the lyrics of a song, or on a billboard or a magazine, you are still the one creating your reality. So you put that message there with the help of your team, and one of your guides may nudge you to look at the cover of the magazine while you're standing in the checkout line at the grocery store. You might hear a lyric in a song, and it might seem like that line in that song wasn't there before. And who knows, maybe it wasn't. You have to pay attention to the signs, be present, be aware. Because your sixth sense is always trying to get your attention. And if you get nothing, if you get no sign whatsoever, then just trust your gut. Just ask yourself if you really feel like this is appropriate for you, not whether it's right or wrong. Don't ask yourself whether it's going to be the best possible outcome. You're on a journey. And on that journey, you will take steps that are appropriate or not so appropriate, given the final destination that you're headed towards, which is, of course, the fifth dimension. Listen to that guidance you are getting from within you and all around you, and you will have the most joyous and easy journey possible. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. Take a stance for the world you want to live in. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We are very excited about what lies ahead for humanity. We are excited to witness you stepping into your power more, and we are excited to see how you'll fit in with these pre-existing galactic communities and all of the beings and star systems represented by it. We are eager to witness how you will change as a society and as individuals when you are taught how to access portals, energy centers, grid lines, and so much more. We are going to watch with tremendous interest as you grow and evolve into your higher selves. This process has been painful for so many of you. And there have been many times when those of you who are awake have wanted to give up, but we promise you, it will all be worth it in the end. You will know who you really are for certain, and you will understand how to create your reality. You will become much better at receiving what you have already created, and your ability to access the downloads you receive will increase substantially. This is all what is on the horizon for you, and yet, as you look around at your world, it is easy to get caught up in the third-dimensional way of blaming someone else and playing the victim. Those are not strategies that move you forward. Those are strategies that keep you where you have been. You want to get away from that whole idea that someone else has more power over your life than you do. You need reminders all the time of how significant your vibration is and how insignificant someone else's actions are in relationship to that enormous power that you have when you tune into Source. Now is the time to let go of the old ways, and that means that you cannot see anyone else as on the other side. You cannot take sides. You can take a stance, but your stance will have to do for something positive rather than against something negative. That is the only way to stay focused on the world that you want to live in. You can't get there by pointing your finger at someone else and talking about how wrong that person is. You must create the reality that you want to live in, and then you must put yourself in vibrational harmony with that reality in order to receive it. And when you do, everything that we have mentioned in this transmission and more will be available to you. And that is our promise to you. We know how the universe works, and we know how powerful you are, and we know more and more of you are waking up every day to those truths. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. The 5D crystalline energy grid. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We've been noticing the ways in which you all have been accessing the power of the crystalline grid of energy that runs across the entire surface of your planet. Now, of course, there are certain grid points, and there are grid lines that are powerful enough to affect you even if you are not directly on that point, or that line, or the intersection of two lines. And this is how it affects the entirety of the surface of your planet. Therefore, it does not matter where you live or where you're standing at any time. You have the ability to tap into the strength and power of this fifth dimensional grid. You have been co-creating it, in fact. You who are awakened have been contributing to it and receiving from it, and we love to witness this. We also see it as yet another point in the physical through which we can add our love and light, our downloads and upgrades. We love working with this grid, and through this grid to support you. We are answering your prayers and finding different delivery methods to do so. Of course, when you ask for something like more abundance, you might then go looking in your bank account for that abundance, and if you don't see it right away or even after several years, you might give up hope. However, we want you to start to see that you can access the energy of what it is that you've been asking for through this crystalline fifth dimensional grid. And when you can feel something flowing through you, then the universe will match that in the physical realm. You will have a representation of the energy that you've tapped into that has been flowing through you. And so we recommend you feel for this energetic grid that is beneath you, that is right there running along the surface of your planet. Reach for it, feel for it, and receive from it. We are not the only ones contributing to this grid. Those of you who are awake and some who are asleep are contributing. You might as well receive from it because you are contributing to it, and you might as well receive the answers to your prayers because they are yours and yours alone to claim. You are the ones who are holding space, along with many others who are unseen, for humanity to complete this shift in consciousness, and to do so easily and joyously. And in the next decade, we are one of the groups supporting this. We want you to know how much power there is right beneath your feet, and how easy it is to access this power, this energy, this answer to your prayers. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. Creating your future. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We've been exploring the timelines that are in front of humanity, and we have noticed that the new timelines that you've been creating have distinctly different pasts on them. You are creating your past and future simultaneously, and when you do so, you either choose from pre-existing timelines, ones that have already been created, or you create new ones. The new timelines being created now fit in with a lot of the stories that people have begun to hold as true in their hearts and minds. We are talking about stories of your collective past as a human collective consciousness. You've had many experiences that will never be talked about by historians because there isn't enough concrete or written evidence to support the existence of those stories of your past. But you, who are awake, are very creative, and you're more open-minded to possibilities that others would not even consider. Others would laugh at you for believing in the stories of your past that you hold true. Many humans need a book, or some bones, or perhaps some tablets to prove to them what you've experienced there on Earth. But now, you have so many investigators who are telling a different story about the span of time in which humanity has been there on Earth. You have accounts from scientists telling you that you have extraterrestrials living in your oceans. You have other scientists talking about parallel universes as if they are more than just science fiction. And so you are making choices every single day and offering vibrations that align with new stories, new timelines. And therefore the idea is there is one future that is set in stone and that you are all inevitably going to experience is preposterous. There is not just one future, because there is not just one timeline for humanity. So when you hear about a future that doesn't sound very nice, just ask yourself if you want to vibrate in harmony with that future experience or not. And then paint the picture of the future that you want to live in and actualize the experience of that future by tuning yourself to it. Talk about the version of the future that you are creating as if it were a work of art that you were in the process of creating. You are creators, you are artists, and in this fourth dimension that you are in, you have more freedom and less limitation than you have ever experienced there in human bodies on Earth. Therefore, it is time for you to claim the future of your choosing and to align with the version of humanity that will be going along with you on that timeline. We invite you to dream big and feel even bigger as you step into your creative studios and you vibrate into existence the future that feels best to you. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. Future timelines for humanity. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We have been exploring every possible timeline that you have in front of you as a collective, and we've noticed that the probabilities have increased for a very favorable timeline for humanity in this next decade that you have before you. Now, we understand how things must look there on Earth. It certainly can look like you are headed for disastrous futures, but we can assure you that you are not. This is a time of great understanding, and with that understanding, it has been necessary for more information to come out about where you have been and what humanity has been doing behind closed doors. It's a good time for you to take stock with how you've been interacting with your planet, your home. It's a good time for you to ask yourself what you can do to help your Mother Earth, and it is certainly a good time for you to create even better timelines than the ones that we have been investigating. We like to put the power back in your hands because that's where it belongs. You are choosing which future you experience. You're not destined to live out any one future. No matter what anyone predicts, you can always count on yourselves to band together as conscious creator beings so that you can enjoy the future of your creation. Now, when we give you news, like we have in this transmission about where you are headed, we are talking about probabilities. We are talking about new timelines that have already been created in response to a lot of negativity that has been projected into your future by well-meaning individuals. And so we invite you to choose which timeline you are most in alignment with and to believe in your ability to maintain your vibrational alignment with that timeline. We also want you to know that enough of you are already doing this to become influencers, to become leaders, people who get it. This is what we love about those of you who are awake. The majority of you understand that you create your reality and have figured out how to do it. You create your reality by offering a vibration. A lot of what you see in the world right now that is not to your liking is meant to get you to be even more determined about creating a better future for you and everyone else on the planet. When you have the intention to create a better world for everyone, you also have access to all of the energy that your human collective that you live among has summoned. You can be a powerful force for change, and that's what we are seeing. That's why we are so optimistic, and that's why you are receiving this transmission right now instead of one that is much more pessimistic about the future of humanity. But don't just take our word for it. Put yourself on that timeline that shows you a glorious future for all of humanity and invite as many others as you can to that vision. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. You matter. Greetings, we are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We are the ones in your lives who bring you the most in terms of how much energy and information that we provide to you. And yet we still want you all to be listening to your own hearts. We still desire for you to be more independent and to get more from within you. This is a co-creative effort. We do our part, but we also want you all to recognize that you are the ones creating your reality, and you are also the ones who determine whether what we give you resonates or not. You get to decide whether you receive our energetic transmissions, and you get to decide whether you tune in to any of these transmissions. You are in the driver's seat, and we will continue to give and give and give some more, regardless of whether anyone receives us there on Earth. You see, we understand that we affect your collective consciousness because you are a part of a universal consciousness as well as the human collective consciousness. You are also part of the galactic collective consciousness, and so are we. So we will continue to give and to watch over you because we know that we have an impact on you. Even when you're paying any attention to us, we invite you to do the same in regards to the rest of your fellow humans there on Earth. Even if you write a book and no one ever reads it besides you, that energy has been put down now on paper or is sitting in a computer, and it has an impact on the human collective consciousness. It has an impact on the universal consciousness. You must begin to see yourselves in this way, because otherwise you will stop contributing. If your book doesn't get published by a major publisher or any publisher, then you might stop writing. If you recognize that you are still making an impact in reaching the entire human collective, then you will quite possibly continue writing. It does not matter how many views your video gets, it matters that you make it. It matters because you have an impact on the human collective, the galactic collective, and the universal collective with everything that you put out. Every word you speak, every thought you think, and every intention you hold impacts the whole. That's what we are seeking to do here with these transmissions, and we invite you to join us and become a part of this co-creative dance. Together, we can bring about a peaceful, joyous, easy transition for all of the consciousness in the entire universe. We can do that because we are all creating our realities. And if that is the reality you want to experience, then join us in what we are doing here. We are spreading light and love. We are spreading positivity and hope. And we know that you can do the same. We know that if you resonate with us and our agenda, then in all likelihood you are doing the same. And we are grateful for your contributions because we like having a ground crew there in the physical realm. But even if we didn't, we would still do what we do. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. You are the heroes. Greetings, we are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We are very consistent in the offering of our praise for humanity, and we are not alone in seeing you all as masterful and as doing so much better than you think you're doing. There are many other councils, collectives, and federations that we connect with, and the feeling is unanimous that you are handling the situation you are in there on Earth so very well. But we want you to be the ones who are acknowledging yourselves and others because it is so much more valuable when it is coming from within or from another human who has been feeling that he or she is also struggling. Of course, you are not struggling. You have come so far, You have already shifted to the 4th dimension, and you are well on your way to shifting to the 5th. Now, it is very important for you to recognize that this was set up for all of you to face tremendous challenges because you wanted so much to see how much power, how much wisdom, and how much unconditional love you could summon to get you over that final hump to 5D. The challenges that you face are ones that you put there. There are villains playing that part very well to give you the impression that they are the ones responsible for the current set of circumstances that you have there on your world. You asked them to play those parts because you wanted villains that were doing such bad things that it would take a tremendous amount of unconditional love to help heal the situation. You also wanted villains that would attempt to disempower you to such an extent that you would have to go within to find your true power. And you wanted villains that would attempt to dumb you down in all the ways that they do so that you would be able to download wisdom that was beyond anything you could have possibly imagined with your physical mind. So you see, everything is playing their part perfectly well, and you cannot judge how well humanity is doing by how badly most of you are being treated by the villains. What you can do is see that you are in a massive production with your friends. Friends that you will recognize someday behind those ugly masks that they wear, and you are the heroes. You're the ones who are going to find the strength and that peace, and that determination within you to grow, to rise above, to become the beings that you are now destined to become. The fact that you have not all given up on this production speaks volumes. The fact that you have not all gone insane speaks volumes. The fact that you are still there, holding on to the knowing that you are source energy beings capable of doing anything, is why we and others like us having nothing but praise for the human collective. You are doing it. You have been doing it, and you will continue to do it. You will continue to choose love because it is your true nature to do so. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. Mastering the creation of your reality. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We have been focusing quite a bit of our attention on your ability to hold your vibration in a particular frequency, and we are very pleased to report that humans have been showing a greater ability to stay in the vibration of your choosing for longer stretches of your time. This is a skill that you need while you are still 4th dimensional, because you need to hold that vibration for a longer period in order to manifest something and know that it was you that was responsible for the manifestation. So it is very empowering. It also keeps you feeling the way that you want to feel, which is even more important than the manifestation part. In a fast-paced society where people are often rushing around and giving their attention to whatever is grabbing it, it is very important for you to be able to hold a vibration. And it is a skill that indicates to us that those of you who are doing it have been able to tune out the physical realm long enough to relax into your internal realm. You can only really be aware of your vibration by going within. And when you are willing to go within, you are capable of accessing the vibration of your choice and holding it. But like anything on your world, it takes practice. It takes your time, your attention, your focus, and your effort. And we want you to know that the effort you have been putting in has been paying off. Those of you who have been determined for yourselves that it is an important skill to have are noticing that your lives are getting easier. You are noticing that your powers of manifestation are increasing, and you are noticing that you are in the mood you want to be in more often than not. Now, the tricky part will be sharing this ability with others in such a way they will be able to notice the difference in their own lives. So those of you who are holding meditation classes, sound healings, and gathering together in groups holding various intentions, you are the ones who are mastering this ability and figuring out how to help others in their quest to feel that they have a sort of mastery over the physical realm. Remember that you have all been masters in at least one previous lifetime on Earth, or perhaps elsewhere in the galaxy. So you are remembering abilities like this one, and it is through your practice and your continued interest in all things spiritual that you have come to this point. You can expect to start seeing manifestations coming faster and faster as the energies keep increasing in their speed and their vibration. And this is one of the many ways that you will serve fellow humans that you have there in the fourth dimension. You will demonstrate your ability, the results that you get from practicing, and you will figure out ways of teaching them how to master vibration. And in mastering their vibration, they will master the creation of their reality. And that is what so many of you are looking for at this time. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. This set of channelings really focuses at the beginning on our inner power. And what they're observing in us is us going within to access our power. Beyond money, power, or influence, it's the inner power that we're here to understand. They portray us as having the primary intention in this dimension of understanding and realizing this power. And so everything that we're experiencing, even the hard stuff, the difficult stuff, is catalyst for us to understand and embrace this inner power. And we are slowly learning about this power. And every time we have some sort of obstacle come up, we gain this power. They also addressed information, claiming that our ability to accept information emotionally is the key for us to receive more information. So a lot of times if you start to understand certain bits of information from our past, galactically or whatever, even your past lives, if it becomes overly emotional and you're not able to really handle it, then you're not going to get more information. Your ability to access this information emotionally is a part of your ability to access this information. We have an unknown past on this earth and through our lives, and our realization of this past will be a key part of our ascension process. Some of it's hard, some of it's difficult, some of it is traumatic. And like any trauma, when it's been pushed away and ignored, when it comes up, it can be difficult to deal with. When I read about people discussing certain conspiracy theories or theories about our past, discussions of Atlantis or Lemuria, and I see real emotional problems with that information, they were not ready for that information. So you need to learn how to deal with your own traumas in your life in order for you to deal with the traumas of your past experiences. And we will get more and more of this information. It is a slow process, which involves accessing our sixth sense. And this can come from a lot of places, like our guides who have been with us, a number of different elements. Accessing this sixth sense, becoming present, being aware, getting our attention, will be a critical part of this process. Once we become to an awareness of our energy and our emotions and our power, we can truly start creating our reality. That has always been the focus of the Arcturians. Beyond just our ascension, it is that we create our reality. And they explain that they've analyzed all the different timelines. At the level they're at, they can see all the different probabilities that are available to us in our future. They exist in the future and the past. And so there's a lot of people in the spiritual community that sort of have this doom about the future, this apocalyptic view of what's happening in the future and the dark energies that are happening, and a constant discussion of the evil that is occurring on the planet. But there is a positive future that we can embrace. This is not a false positivity. This is a real positivity, and it comes with us being able to create our reality, not react to it. It does not matter what is happening in the outside world. There is no set timeline that we are on. Even our past is what we choose. And so if we can embrace this power, we can start to create a timeline, not just for us, but collectively. As they explain, that's where the real power is. Once we start imagining and creating a future collectively, then we can change whatever road that we're on. We can embrace a future in which the earth is wonderful, in which we're prosperous, healthy, happy, and all the major problems that we see in the world are solved. This is a possibility that is available to us. And just understanding that is key. And once we understand our inner power and we start to embrace the fact that we can create our own realities, we can come together and create a positive future. And that is what I'm calling for you to do. Find vibrational harmony with love and light in your future to embrace this and to embrace a positivity for what will happen in the future. One way they explain to do that is through the crystalline energy grid. I have an energy grid meditation, which you can check out, but there is some focal points where energy is coming through from the earth, and those focal points can help maximize the downloads and energy that we receive. They're just sort of reminding our inner part, the higher self within us, acting out that we have this grid to access. And the more and more we awaken, the more we become aware of this grid. And in fact, we're constantly creating it, even subconsciously. Even those who aren't awakened are creating this grid. You matter. You are a key part of this process. You are the heroes. You are put into this situation with an incredible amount of potential and power, and it's time for you to embrace that and to master the creation of your reality. Your lives will get easier when you do this. The powers of manifestation will increase. Your mood will change. And as you increase your ability to manifest, you start to teach others about their ability to manifest, and the whole world will change, and you are an important part of that process. And that's what the Arcturians have awakened within me through this channeling. Please let me know what other bits of wisdom came through to you that were important. Put it in the comments. Share what the Arcturians have helped you in realizing. It is very helpful. You can find all episodes of The Reality Revolution at therealityrevolution.com. I am sending love and light to everybody and imagining a wonderful future for everyone that is listening. And welcome to The Reality Revolution.